Hey there, it's Angela. I just wanted to pop in really quick and make an announcement about some ways that you can join the 40-Hour Teacher Workweek this summer for free. This is a program that we only offer once a year now. We have a July cohort starting. It's the only chance to join the full year program. And I don't want you to miss out because of budget concerns. I know that the upcoming school year is going to be very different than anything we've faced before as educators. And I don't know for sure what's going to happen or what our approach to teaching is going to be yet. But what I do know is that as a teacher, you're going to need more support than ever in managing your workload and staying in balance. And I really think that 40-Hour can help with that. It's already supported more than 32,000 teachers in taking control of their time. And the program is getting brand new updates for this new cohort. 40-Hour is online professional development for teacher productivity. It's designed to help you find a sustainable way to teach. Each month throughout the year-long program, you get timely, practical resources for getting organized, streamlining your workflow, and staying focused on what really moves the needle for kids. I'll talk more about how the program works and what you actually get in just a moment. Remember, full year's only offered once a year. It's starting in July, and we have early bird access beginning June 8th. You can't join yet, not until June 8th, but I wanted you to have a heads up now about alternative ways to get funding. So that way, if paying out of pocket isn't a good option, you can plan to have the $149 cost covered when the program opens up next month. So here's a couple different ways that you can join at no cost to you. One thing you can do is apply for a scholarship. We always offer these for the full year program, and this summer we're tripling the number of scholarships. We're going to have 60 applicants who get to join the club for free. And we're extending the application period through May 25th. So that's one really good option. Another option is to see if your school has any unused PD funds that have to be spent by June 30th. So that's when the fiscal year ends. And with conferences and speakers being canceled for the spring, there may be money for professional development right now that wouldn't normally be available. This is money that has to be spent by the end of the fiscal year at the end of June, or else it's just given back to the state. So if you have money like that in your school's budget, we'll make sure that the invoice shows a May or a June date, and we'll make sure we get you enrolled before the fiscal year ends so you can use up those funds. You can also ask your administrators about enrolling in online PD for the coming school year to support you in the new teaching expectations. We know there's going to be budget cuts in a lot of schools, probably all schools, but there's always funding allocated to professional development that has to be used for only that purpose. That's the way that these budgets work. And most districts are going to be prioritizing online professional development next year instead of face-to-face. 40-Hour is one of the most affordable options available. So ask about that for the new school year. If your administrator is not sure how to support teachers in adjusting to all of these different changes, let them know this is a program that can help, and it's super affordable and completely online. So no traveling, no conferences needed. Another option is to get Donors Choose funding. 40-Hour is a recognized PD provider with Donors Choose. So you can raise funds to help you learn best practices for maximizing instructional time. We have other verbiage like that you can use to help you create your project and explain how it benefits kids. We even have third-party data from the University of Sacramento that backs this up, so we can provide that to you as well. If you teach in a public school in the United States, you can create what is called a special project with Donors Choose and solicit donations for PD just like you would for any other Donors Choose request. Just make sure your project is fully funded by July 15th so that you can join with the July cohort. A final way to join at no cost to you is to ask friends or family members to sponsor you. We have quite a few members who have received their membership as a present. So if you have an upcoming birthday or other celebration, tell folks that this course is the gift you need most. We have gift certificates available now for purchase, so people can get that for you, or you can sponsor other teachers if you have the budget for that. Whether you will be teaching remotely or working on a staggered schedule or using a hybrid model or some other new reality that we haven't seen yet, you won't have to figure out what next school year is going to look like on your own. That's my promise to you with this program. We will connect you with emerging best practices and a community of other teachers who are committed to being truly intentional with their time and really staying focused on what matters most. And the best part is that whenever the fallout from this crisis is behind us, and we don't have to think about things like social distancing in schools, you will still have access to all the resources you need. Those changes are going to come regionally, one area at a time. It's not going to be everyone all at once. So whenever you need them personally in your local area, they'll be there for you. The July 2020 cohort gets all of the, quote, regular materials for the program that are designed for face-to-face instruction. So as soon as they're relevant, you can utilize them. And that's because this program is designed to help you simplify throughout your teaching career. It's not just about what's happening right now. These are habits and mindsets and productivity tips that you can use no matter what or where or how you teach later on in your career. You keep your access to all the materials and the Facebook group indefinitely, even after the program's over. So you can revisit them anytime. You don't have to pay again. It's not an ongoing recurring fee or anything like that. Now, if all of this is sounding good, but you're still not sure exactly what 40-hour is or what you get, let me explain that part. The short answer is that there are 52 sets of materials in PDF form and audio form, plus printables, forms, and templates. And these will all help guide you through streamlining every aspect of your teaching for the entire year. Now, it sounds like a lot, but remember, we're spacing this out over the course of a year. There's 4 sets of materials on a particular topic that are released each month. So if you want to do one thing a week, you could. These topics are timely for the type of support that teachers need at that time of year, because obviously what you need from me in August is very different from what you may need in January or April. You don't have to use everything, and you don't have to keep up every month. We just structure it this way so the program provides ongoing support and community. We don't want it to be something that you just learn once and you forget about. We want to help you create permanent change. We want to keep sowing into your life, keep giving you ideas, keep supporting you, keep answering questions throughout an entire year so that you can create those permanent changes in the way you approach your work and your daily habits. So I'll break that down a little bit for you. There's a focus area for each month. There's one topic that everyone in the cohort works on streamlining and simplifying throughout that month. That way you can bounce ideas off of each other. We have one group for secondary teachers, grades 6 to 12 in the US, and one group for elementary teachers, which is for K to 5. You can be in both if that is something that's applicable to you. In the program, we cover all different topics. Each month has a different one. So one month is communication and documentation. One month is lesson planning. One month is grading. We cover every aspect of teaching that's required. And I have a blueprint, by the way, I'll link to in the show notes that tells you exactly what all of the topics are so you know what's in there and the order that we go in. Having one focus area each month really helps prevent overwhelm. Sometimes people want everything up at front, but I'm telling you, if you try to work on improving every aspect of your teaching all at the same time or all at the summer before the school year starts, there's no way to create permanent change with that. It's just too overwhelming. And a lot of stuff you really can't do until you get to know your students, because this is really about the way that you teach and your teaching style and your personality. You're going to be tweaking things all throughout the school year, according to what your kids need, what you need, changing expectations. So we go slow and we go throughout the whole year. It's not something that you can just rush and complete over the summer. So here's a specific example. For July, the first month of the program, our focus is on creating a self-running classroom. The core concepts are about designing a classroom that facilitates productivity. Everyone in the program should read or listen to those materials. It's about setting up your classroom in a way that will help kids be efficient and really sort of like streamlining things so that when you have those routines and procedures, the room is set up to support that and you're not wasting class time. You're really maximizing your time with students. That's what this designing a classroom to facilitate productivity is about. Read or listen to those core concepts. It'll take about a half hour either way, depending on which one you want to do, read or listen. And then from there, you can explore the optional extensions if you want. One of them is planning for the first week of school. One is about delegating responsibility to students through classroom jobs. And one extension is about preparing for a back-to-school night or an open house. You can use as many or as few of those extensions as you want. You don't have to explore them all in July either. You can go at your own pace. Begin whenever you're ready. Some people's school year doesn't start until September, so they don't start the July materials right away. They wait until it's relevant for them. You can jump in and out as needed, and again, remember, you never lose access to the materials. The resources for this July 2020 cohort will cover whatever adjustments are made in schools this fall in terms of remote learning and staggered schedules and so on. So there's going to be lots of options in the program to choose from, depending on your situation. At some point this coming year, it's likely that you're going to need to set up your classroom. That might be in August for some of you, might be in October, might be January, might be March, who knows at this point, right? But the materials on designing a classroom for productivity will be there so that you can use them from the course whenever you need them. As another example, those first week of school plans will cover how to do the first week of school face-to-face and how to do it virtually. So you can use the plans for virtual learning in August if you need to, and then when your school does begin face-to-face instruction again, you can always revisit the materials to help you introduce those classroom-based routines and procedures to your students. This program has always been about picking and choosing from all the resources available because there's no one-size-fits-all solution. I'm sharing best practices, productivity principles, efficiency hacks and tips, and so on that work in a wide variety of K-12 classrooms. So you choose what you want to try now, what you want to try later, and which things you want to skip altogether. You have total control over that. There are no assignments to submit or anything that you must do unless you're trying to get CEU credits from your district, in which case you need to meet their requirements. But you won't get any pressure from me or from the program to keep up or turn anything in. This is really designed to be self-led. So you can go to 40h2w.com to learn more about how to join at no cost to you, or sign up to be notified there when we begin enrolling for early bird access on June 8th. I really hope you will decide to join us this summer. None of us have all the answers, but we are smarter together, and I have seen firsthand how innovative this community of teachers has been since day one. I am willing to do the hard work of finding those emerging best practices and workarounds for you next year so that you can cut through any mixed messages and impossible sounding expectations to find a sustainable way to teach. Your mental, emotional, and physical health are more important now than ever, and I am not giving up on my quest to help teachers stay in balance and show up as the best version of themselves each day. It's not going to be easy, but we can do this together.